Hello and welcome to another episode of An Interview With. I am Brent McCall with Metro Home Theater Group, and today with me is Jeff Boccaccio from DPL Labs.
Good to be here again.
Now, DPL Labs, Jeff and I go back together for a lot of years. In fact, we did our original What is DPL Labs All About video, I think, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's about that time.
So a lot has changed. So what I want to find out is what's going on with you, DPL Labs HDMI, and where are you guys going for tomorrow?
Well, that's a big one because things have changed so much over the course of the last 10 years. Many revisions, and every revision, of course, takes a change. Every time there's a revision, there's more issues that are developed that we have to find out what they're from case studies, and then design test parameters and test systems that we can detect those problems before they get out in the field. So it's always a challenge to get that done. And we do that, with association with all the members, and Metro is a big part of that. And we learn a lot, and so do the members. I mean, I think that probably one of the greatest thing is to see is when you get someone like a Metro who throws themselves into it, and they really want to know the real facts about what's going on with the interface, and we do too, and we love to talk about it. So yeah, it's always been a new thing. When 4K came out under Rev 2.0, that was a big one because there was a few little bumps in the road of that one, and those bumps still continue today, as you know, and getting more into actives, and then of course fiber now is big, and we're dealing with not only fibers that are direct fibers, we call them direct AOCs. So you have an AOC which is fiber, and it's hybrid with copper in it also. And those are very direct, they're straightforward. But then we have new wave division multiplex products that are now coming out where they're coming out with just a single fiber where they're multiplexing all the data on that one channel. So now you've got to have different sets of hardware that can operate with these systems, and that's always another challenge. So test equipment, Brett, has always been a challenge where we've revamped test equipment now 5 times.
Let's say last time you and I did this video, 3D had not even been released.
Yeah,
so it's been, we were probably at the beginning of 1.4, maybe 1.3 when you and I did our last one. So a lot's changed.
A lot of change, and
including your office location.
And we've moved 3 times, and now we're at our current facility, which of course you guys know about, and the equipment struggle continues. Now we have 2.1, and we have found that over the course of time we have discovered so many things about the interface, so many things that are really not covered in the test specifications. I mean, real things, life things that happens out there in the field, and we have to be sure that DPL is a very different testing process because we're testing for the ultimate. We're testing for we want these things to work. If they can work underwater, we'll do that, right? I mean, we do everything we possibly can to make sure that these products work, but we need newer test results and test results that are not standardized, and that's what happens. You get into this rut where you get into these testing organizations that test HDMI and other things, and they get into this rut where they have to they got to buy this equipment with this kind of software, and if you do that and you push that button, it's supposed to give you this, and we're not looking for that answer. We're not looking for supposed to give us a yes or a no. We want to look at an answer saying, how many times, Brent, have you called me and asked me how the test went? And I said, well, it's better.
Well, and that's one of the nice things as a manufacturer dealing with DPL. I don't get a pass or fail, I get a report.
Yeah, we talk about
Here's what happened, and here's where you need to look at resolving issues. And let's face it, very, very, very seldomly does anything pass the first time.
Well, but when they do, this is one of the
moment of celebration.
This is one of the things that you do so well, Brent, and that is that when they do pass, Brent wants to know, can I get it better? I can say, well, it passed. I want it better.
And not just did it pass,
and so
why?
Yeah, why did it pass? And how do we make it better? And that's what DPL does. We do that for all of our accounts. If the account wants to know, we'll tell them. You know, we have a report that goes out. We have a one-on-one in each report for each client, and we explain to them exactly what they've got. We tell them where they are, not necessarily just to pass or fail, but we tell them where they are. You're pretty close. You know, it'd be nice if you're a little bit higher, or you know, under certain modes you're too high. You know, this is what the equalization saturation problem. So there's all kinds of different reasons for that. But one of the beauties is that when you get an organization that becomes a DPL member, and like in Metra's case, where they take advantage of it, and we want them to. We want them to take advantage of it. Go and ask the questions that they need to be asked, and know about what the products are. You know, and how many times do we detail that out, right? I mean, we are on the horn all the time. And
to the point that I'm sure Sandy does. Oh, it's Brent again.
Yes, Sandra Lee knows Brent real well. That's true. And it's because we were so close in proximity to. This is another rare thing. We have a few other accounts that are in the Florida area, but in Metra's case, they're relatively close. Then of course we got the people, you know, in the Far East, and we have the people in Europe, and we have the people in the rest of the country. So they don't get a chance to see us that much. But you know what? Today with Skype and GoToMeeting and many different ways of doing interaction like that, there's no reason why we can't talk about it. And some people do, and some people just say, no, I got the mark, I don't care. And they go with it.
That's not me.
You know, and that's my point. It gives those manufacturers the opportunity to become better if they want to.
Now, let's talk about getting better, because in a recent episode you dropped by from Metro Home Tech Tips, and we discussed CTS or lack thereof, and since this is canned, we don't know if today it's there or not.
Yes.
But based on history, I'm going to say we still don't have a CTS, and if we do, we'll put it on a banner on the bottom.
That's right. That's right.
DPL, however, I believe is not going to wait. You guys are going to go ahead and create
we're not going to wait.
a test that's probably better and more reliable.
Well, we actually got to a level where we've gone so far off the path from what HDMI does in their testing process. We're so far abstract from what they do, the test equipment people can't even keep up with what we want. So we are
That's why you're never home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But now we're customizing test equipment for us. We have companies that are willing to work with us on customizing these products, so that now when we do our testing, we don't have to take a product, modify it to do a test that we found in the field that didn't work, but they didn't test that particular attribute, right? Now we'll have this equipment that's far better. I'll give you an idea. Typically, we want to typically double the data rate when you do it. So if we're operating at 12 gigs, that would mean that our input stage per channel would have to be 24 gigs, right? And the new one that we're getting is 100 gigs per channel. So we'll be at 400 gigabits of throughput of analyzing. Testable throughput, right? And which is going to make it wonderful for us, because A, it's going to last us for a long, long time. Excuse me. And B, it's completely customized, right from the way it looks to the GUI that you operate it with. And it makes it easier, and also it gives us now better reporting, allows us to make it faster, because this new testing for HDMI requires more time. So of course more time is going to cost more money to get it tested.
Right, because there's a whole lot more tests per channel, per cable.
Well, you know, right now a typical eye pattern test, if you want to just test it with that and skew and stuff, you're talking probably, you know, let's say it's 15 minutes to do it by the time you finish it up. Well, there's 3 of those right now. There's 3 of those right now. So I mean, that's 45
D0,
minutes.
D1, D2.
Yeah, that's 45 minutes, isn't it? Well, since we know now that they're going to operate under 4 channels and the clock goes away and they're going to embed that, we know there's going to be 4 channels. So now we've got to do it 4 times.
So at a bare minimum an hour.
Bare minimum an hour just to do that section, right? But now we have equalization curves, and there's 8 of them.
Per channel.
Yeah. So you got to do 8 of those sweeps, and there's still another one in the source that was never there before.
So that's 8 15-minute sweeps per channel by 4.
Yeah, you start adding it up, and by the time you're done, it's a long process just to test this thing, right? And we couldn't do that because the cost of this would be completely out of control. But with this new system we're building, it is completely automated, and it's fast. I mean, this thing will produce 4 channels of 12 gig eye patterns in less than 10 seconds.